Okay, boys and girls, this lesson today is about how to draw a dragon, and what I'm going to do today is to demonstrate how to draw it lightly in pencil so that if I've got any lines that I don't like, I can erase those. And then we're going to do some watercolor pencils and some watercolor paint to do the background and the dragon itself. So I'm going to give you a handout on how to draw it, and also I'll give you some more visuals of different types of dragons. So this is my example. So you can take some of these ideas or create your own. So how I'm going to do this, I'm going to have my watercolor paper, which has got this lovely thick texture to it, and I'm going to have it go in landscape. Remember, boys and girls, this is portrait, this is landscape. We want it going a long way so we can fit that lovely great big tail in. I'm going to start up here first. I'm going to make sure that I've got room for an eye, his nose, and his big body, legs, 4 big legs and claws, and then room for a tail. So I'm already visualizing before I even make a mark on the paper where I want everything. And the body really would be about the size of your hand. So if you put your hand in the center, you'd know that's the body and the head and tail. Okay, so we've got it kind of mapped out visually without even seeing it already. Now, I'm going to draw an eye. I'm going to do a circle, but I'm doing really lightly, okay? Because if I press too hard, I won't be able to pull it down. So I've done an eye. Next thing, I want to draw his mouth. So I know I'm going to give him a big mouth. Okay, so you can see what I've done so far. Alright? And that big mouth is going to be open so that I can put some sharp teeth in there. Now, I'm going to bring him down. I'm going to give him a big curved belly. And I'm going to bring it round, and that's where his tail's going to be. So you see what I've done so far. Alright, set that down again. So, because I've drawn it really lightly, I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to give him a bit of a snout, so he's got nostrils, and then curve it round. I'm going really lightly. This is the back, and I'm going to bring that round like that. Now, again, I haven't closed the tail in, because really what I want to do is bring that tail around or flick it around, make some more shapes with it, a nice organic shape. I'm going to give him some horns. Now this is where we're talking about drawing lightly. So I do that, and if you see, I've got this pencil line going in the middle of the horn, which I don't want. That's where it's important we draw lightly. So then I can take away the line that I don't need, and then you can see, there you go, he looks a lot better like that. I can put another one on the other side, like so. His arms, I'm going to give him short arms, so I'm just going to bring 2 curved lines, like that, and I'm going to give him sort of like spiky fingers. I'm just going to give him 3 actually, and I think I'll web them. Okay, so this dragon can actually swim. So you can see what I've done. But here's the same process again. See, I've got this line here that I don't need. Because I drew lightly, I can take it away. Because you don't want it showing up in your painting, that line that you don't need. Okay? So I'm going to do another curved line. I'm just going to give him another arm just poking through there. So it's overlapping, boys and girls, and web it. Same for his legs. I'm going to give him a really large thigh. Just going to curve it like that, and then I'm going to bring it down and across, curve it, and then I'm going to give him some curvy toenails like that. Again, the same process. See this line that's in the way, because he's not made of glass, or maybe he could be made of glass. That'd be pretty cool. Take it away. Alright, and then just behind I'm going to do the same, but not take it all the way down to the bottom, because it's a little bit higher up like that, and then you could do more toenails like that poking through. Now I'm going to bring this tail down, so I've got lovely space here, curve it, just bring those 2 lines and get them closer and closer and closer, and I think I'm going to give him a big sort of like kite shape at the end. Now if you want, you can add wings, and if you were, I do a curve like this so that they're attached to his back, and then I'm going to go curve it, and I'm just going to do some zigzag lines like that. Same process again, boys and girls. Do you see what I've done there? I've got this line coming through that I don't need, So really it is so important that you draw really lightly, okay, when you're doing this process, and then you can knock back those lines that you don't want. And I'm just going to double up, do another line just there so it's on the other side. Now after you've got the shape of your dragon, what you're going to do is actually add some detail. So with a Sharpie, when you've got all the drawing done right, with a Sharpie you're going to trace over all the lines that you did and add some detail. Now you can see here I actually drew a landscape line going behind him. So how I do that is, you see, I take my pencil here and every time I touch my dragon, I stop, bounce across, go to the next part, bring it across. When I touch my dragon again, I stop, bounce across, and then I go like that, okay? You also saw that I've got a circle. I wanted to do like a hot sun behind him or a giant moon. And how I did that, I just got, I'll have my circles out for you. I'm going to use my pot that I've got handy here. I set my pot, same process. Where I touch my dragon, I lift up. So all the negative space behind my dragon, I'm going to just go around. So there I've got like this sun shape coming around like that. So I'm not drawing through my dragon because otherwise I'd have to erase those lines again. And when you've got everything done, trace over it with a Sharpie so you've got a permanent drawing, okay? And then it's ready to do the watercolors. So I'm going to start doing some watercolors on this and I'm going to show you how those work, especially the pencils. Those are going to be really fun. So it's now your turn. Let's draw a dragon. Boys and girls, this is the fun part now where you actually get to paint your dragon. So what you can see I've done already, I've used tempera cakes in the white trays, and I've started to paint out the negative space. So anything that's not the object, this is the positive, and behind the sky or the water, whatever you want it to be, is the negative space. And also the ground that he's standing on is the negative space. So I'm actually just knocking him in with tempera cake before I actually do my dragon, okay? When I get to do my dragon, I'm actually going to use watercolor pencils. And that means that I'm going to draw with pencils and then I'm going to use a clean wet brush and blend the colors in, okay? So let me finish this and then I'll come back with my watercolor pencils for you. Back again, boys and girls. Now you can see that all the negative space has been painted in, so now I've got my positive space to do. That's one of the elements of art. What we're going to do now is with your coloured pencils. Now I'm already started here just to experiment, and I'm going to colour in sections of my dragon with pencil, and I don't have to do the whole thing, but I'm going to do it with lots of different colours that I like. I'm going to make mine kind of green, blue, bit of yellow, and blend in maybe a little bit of orange. I'll just experiment so you can see what I'm doing, colouring in. But then when I get my clean wet brush and I blend over it, you see how my colours start to move? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue with this with my coloured pencils, and then I'm going to show you how I blend with the water, okay? Boys and girls, this is the final stage where I've used the watercolour pencils. I've left some white, and the reason being is that I can move that coloured pencil around when it's wet. So what we're going to do is go over our painting and with clean water, not a lot, and blend in those colours. You'll also find that you'll be creating new colours. So when you put, say, yellow and blue together, you'll create a lovely green. Here I've got some sort of like orange and yellow, and I'm making a new orange as I blend it in. And look at now the painted effect that we're getting with those pencils. So that's what we're going to do at the end, is use these pencils, and then if you find that you've missed some areas, you can just pull the pencils out and continue. Like I've missed the little spikes that go across his back. So I'm going to finish this off, boys and girls, and you'll be able to see this as an example. Alright, so don't just do it in one flat colour, because what I did was I did light colours on the surface so that the light was hitting him, and darker colours around his belly where the shadows would be. And constantly make sure your water is clean, otherwise you're going to get dirty, muddy colours, which is probably what you don't want to have. Okay, so now it's your turn, boys and girls. Let's finish off our beautiful dragons. And there you go, boys and girls. There is our dragon, using tempera cakes for the negative space and watercolour pencils for the dragon himself. Okay, let's see how we get on. Have fun.